What's the secret to crazy good cornbread? Cornbread that just makes you want to sit down and make a meal out of it all by itself. Or go back and make sure you're getting a few extra pieces. Well, let me tell you what, it all starts with really good ingredients, but it ends with what those ingredients are. Today, we're making some hot pepper and cheddar cornbread. Cheddar cheese, serrano peppers, and a whole lot of other goodness all comes together. So stick around, let me show you what's up. Hey y'all, step one for making this cornbread be crazy good to get that crispy crust on the outside, it's all gonna start with a hot pan. So I'm gonna put this pan in the oven now. I got my oven preheating to 350. I'm gonna let this pan sit in there and heat soak until it's ready, maybe about 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes. So I know the thing's at temperature. And then just before it's time to put the cornbread batter into the pan, I'm gonna drop a whole stick of butter in this joker and let it melt down. So let's get started. First things first, we're gonna get this into the oven and get it nice and warm and heat soaked. I want it scorching hot, not just warm. So into the oven we go. First things first after that, we're gonna do our dry ingredients first. We got our flour, our cornmeal, a little bit of sugar, some baking powder, and some salt. And all we're going to do is just give it a little stir. Make sure it's well mixed. You mix this first, you don't have to worry about it being, getting all the wet stuff in there, and then it's all clumpy and it doesn't taste right. So do the order in which we're doing it, and you're going to have good results every single time. Hey, so our dry ingredients are all done, looking good. Next step, let's get all the wet ingredients together, then we're going to mix it. So first things first, I got 2 cups of milk. Into the pool. Yeah. So you give these guys a stir. So now we're going to drop the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. Then stir. It's a good one. It's a crowd pleaser. Goes with almost anything. You're making some lasagna, a little pasta, some spaghetti, rigatoni, beans and cornbread, some black-eyed peas and cornbread. But be careful here. We just want to mix this. We don't want to over-mix it. Just gonna dump these guys in. I seeded them so I could take most of the heat out. And fold all this in. In fact, that's looking great. So we'll fold this in, and at this point, y'all, after we get this folded, we're gonna let this rest. 20 minutes or so, we'll be back. All right, y'all, it's been about 20 minutes. The batter looks fantastic. It's done what it needs to do. And what it needed to do was sit there, get happy, and absorb all that flour and sugar and cornmeal. So it's done its job. So now, remember, we had that pan in the oven. So I'm gonna take him out. We're gonna put our butter in that pan and stick it back in just for a couple minutes. Been here for about 20, 30 minutes. All right, so this ought to sizzle when it hits the ground. It's the pan. And we got a little melting action going. All right. Sizzle vision. So I'm gonna put this back in the oven. Let that butter melt down until it gets a little bit brown. But at this point, I'm not gonna leave the kitchen. I advise you not to leave the kitchen because it's gonna melt pretty fast. You don't want it to be burnt. You just want it to be a little bit brown, but completely melted. And I wanna make sure too that we get it all the way up the sides because that's where the cornbread's gonna go, all the way up the sides. We'll get that butter up the sides. It's gonna make sure that it's nice and crunchy all around the edges. And that's gonna impart loads and loads and loads of flavor. Flavor per bite. So stick around, that's what's next. All right, y'all, the hot pan is out of the hot oven. The butter is melted, looking like it needs to look. So now we're gonna get this batter into the pan. I'm just gonna dump it in and smooth it out. And then we got the extra stuff we're gonna stick on top, just to pretty it up. Most folk who eat, they eat with their eyes first. It looks good, that makes them want to taste it. And if it tastes good, they want to keep eating it. Then we'll take this extra cheese we had, because we split it. We put 2 cups in it. And then I kept a cup back to kind of garnish the top. Let's get this hot pan back into our hot oven. And we'll check back in about 30 to 35 minutes. We're gonna cook it until the toothpick comes out clean, or if you poke a knife in it, it'll come out clean. So stay tuned. Set a timer, 30 to 35 minutes. Hey y'all, it's been about 35 minutes. Cornbread is ready. So let's get back into the oven, give it a check, and we're gonna test it with our toothpick to confirm that it's ready. But it sure look like it's ready. I peeked earlier. It looked good. Look here. Let's give it a toothpick test. So we want to poke this baby in there, and I want it to come out dry. That's amazing. That's what you want. Texture looks great. I see crunchiness all around the sides. Because remember, we put that nice butter, in, it was nice and hot and crunchy when we started the pan. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut this in squares. You can cut yours how you want. I just tell you, I think I'm using a serrated knife to cut it. I think it just cuts easier when you cut through bread with a serrated knife. Hey y'all, look here. Cornbread looks amazing. Look at that. I mean, come on. But look, that's just one part of it. And once you figure out that it's done, then you gotta get that bad boy out of there. Give it a taste. Sweet Lord, y'all. Flaky, thick, it just look brown. See that brownness all around the side? Oh my God. Cakey. Cornbready. That is some good cornbread. Y'all, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just that little something extra. And the little something extra we did, we put that butter in the pan at the end and got that crunchiness all around the crust. This stuff is bumping. I got somebody else whose opinion matters too. So look here, today we are graced with the presence again of having #1 baby son in town. So I'm gonna bring my main man Parker home and just let him check this out. Look here, son. Watch yourself. Don't hurt yourself. That's a man-sized piece.
It looks good.
It looks real good.
Smells good.
Smells good.
There's peppers in here?
That is a hot pepper cheddar cornbread.
So there's peppers in here?
The answer is yes.
All right.
May not get nothing back, but the goodness is. You're gonna bite it sometime today, it's gonna take you a minute. You need
Good.
pretty good. Pretty good. You want some beans with that? Some spaghetti, a little catfish?
The consistency is really good.
I'm gonna have to join you. Let me join you in the consistency test.
The flavors are good.
And it looked good.
And it look good. If I'm looking for cornbread, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Cornbread's tasty, bro. This cornbread could be a meal in itself. Hey, y'all, look.
Even if you don't like peppers,
They're not that hot. These are serranos. I didn't use ghost peppers or anything like that. You can. You do it based on what you like. This is kind of how I roll. I grow serranos all year round because I use them in a whole lot of stuff when we cook. So, look. Try this at home. This is good with anything you're going to put on the table, whether it's barbecue, spaghetti, pasta, little fish, a little chicken. It's just a good, cool, all-around cornbread. Give it a shot. If you like it, go ahead and let us know. Drop some comments down below. Like, subscribe. But look, if you like this, check out this video next. And remember, for all the recipes, you're going to hit flavorperbite.com and join the community. Let us know what you think. Until then, we'll see you next time. Holla.